so I'm thinking that there's all these houses built up in the region east of San Diego, and it's just like a massive amount of houses, and I'm kind of curious, because they were selling like really expensive too, but also kind of curious, are they still selling? And I heard right now that they said, no credit, no, if you got no money down, kind of thing to get a house, and I'm just hearing that commercial. I was like, wow. And then I also realized that Arizona is has basically finally done what it is essentially the correct thing. Is that if you think that hiring illegal aliens, undocumented aliens, I should say, in the country, then proceed, go right ahead, and and so that's what Arizona has done, and so now there's just a massive population fleeing Arizona, and they're going in all these different directions. Now, potentially, some of these people could have a certain amount of wealth with them, and they carry themselves a certain way, but since it finally came time to prove citizenship, they have nothing. There's all these homes, and I'm kind of curious, if some of these Mexican families could potentially just start moving in to eastern San Diego, and then start getting a job there. So it's kind of like that one guy was saying on Book TV that the Mexican immigrant essentially learns and becomes Americanized over time, and even if especially if you have an extended family going on, and it's not inconceivable that you will see one family member supporting the other family members. So you could potentially have a situation where a naturalized American citizen of Hispanic descent approaches a house broker and says, okay, I would like to purchase this property, and he says, okay, all right, everything checks out, this is your second home, hey, congratulations. All right, it's actually, and it's like, that's it, all right, so long, see you later. And then a family moves in, and the family speaks mostly Spanish, and it could be an elderly family, by that point, or an elderly couple, very quiet, and just very well, very proper, well-to-do, and just very charming, pleasant people, and you could assume they were retirees or anything, but it's some people fleeing, to a safer haven. So I don't know. And that's just not to plant ideas or anything, but like I'm a writer, so I just think of things. But it's I think what Arizona did was correct in saying, okay, you need to be a documented alien, but I think they should have then backed that up with okay, here is the way to be documented. And by the way, we want to know how long have you worked in this country, and just ask that question. And maybe add little things here and there, but really don't get too invasive. But just essentially say just how long have you worked here. I would say, and then just okay, so and then based on that, just assume whatever sort of economics. And really, what has this person contributed to society? So I don't know. I think that's just the way to look at it. Other cultures had foreign citizens. Sparta, they had because the Spartans had no infrastructure. They relied on these foreign merchants to conduct whatever sort of to help them basically supply them. The Spartans could never lay siege to places for long, especially because they just couldn't supply themselves. They had to rely on these foreign citizens, and pay them. And the Athenians, same thing. It was a massive population in Athens, but the majority, or whatever portion it was, were the citizens, and they just dictated what happened. But because it's a port city as well, it's going to have, a foreign population, and the population that's just, they can't really do too much. It's interesting too, because then, it's like, all right now in America, the ports are going over to these foreign countries. And it's like, okay, so why is that? Why, and why aren't there some American companies with enough economic ability, to take on, these things? There's these pharmaceutical companies that just, I mean, if these guys are creating drugs and shipping them around the country, couldn't they perhaps, create a conglomerate, whatever, and just say, all right, this is the company that's going to run this major shipping port? So I don't know, but like I said, just an idea, man. But I'm just curious, like, okay, so what is the economic impact going to be in Arizona? So with that, or with the labor force like that, and I'm just kind of thinking, I'm kind of curious. Well, what is the next available labor force? And it's like, well, it's teenagers. Kids who they need to go to school, or kids who need to go to college. And to me, what I realized, and I think is important, is that just kids need to basically they need to start working on their resume by the, before they even get into college. And then once they're in college, I hate to say it, either you have the money to support yourself, so that college fund. Oh God, my parents, they're like, yeah, college fund for you. And it's just like, okay, and it's like $300. Like, what? Okay. So wasn't this thing supposed to grow? But it's like, man, or no, was it $600? I don't know, but it's pretty bad. But I think, you create a situation where, okay, what should be happening? Stuff needs to be done. Who can do it? Teenagers. What are teenagers doing? So, and because unfortunately, that's just right now. I'm trying to get a job, and it's like, man, just more. If just had more on the resume. So, son of a gun. Oh well, go figure, huh?